Hello everyone, guys. I am actually quite sick. As you can hear by my voice, I can actually barely speak. So I'm gonna make this video very short, and that's why there hasn't been an update for quite some time. I have a terrible infection. But I'm still Mr. Spot On for you guys. So I'm gonna do my best to walk through this as fast as I can and so that it's as useful as possible. So number one, and subscribe and hit that notification bell and call me Mr. Spot On because I'm always there for you on duty regardless. So on my long trade, I've actually taken my profit, which actually netted me $115,000. So yes, I'm out of my long trade. However, there is something you have to understand, and there is something I'm planning to do tomorrow, and maybe I'll just make a video update tomorrow on this plan that I have. And yes, my voice is just horrific. And guys, remember that if you want an exchange that you can trust, then again, with my exclusive link down in the description of this video, you can claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses on Bybit. And still not even any strength to do any shills. So let's just move on. So yes, $115,000 I exited. Entry was 24,000. I exited 30,100. And here is my reasoning for it. So we are seeing a very strong pump. So we had this resistance, this beautiful wedge here in the daily chart. Then we had very strong resistance. Here we broke above it. We consolidated for quite some time. We actually created this bigger wedge right here. And right now, actually, finally, we've broken above to the upside. And our target for this one was about 30,800. But I told you in my previous videos that I'll be taking some profits at the mark of $30,000. So the reason why I've taken not just partial profits, but I've actually closed, I've actually closed the whole trade, taking my $115,000 in profits, is because look at the volume. I mean, the volume, it's a basic indicator, but actually gives you a very good understanding as to what is happening. I mean, the volume is quite small at this breakout. So this move has been arguably overextended for just a short period of time, almost 60% gain on Bitcoin. There has to be, in my opinion, I could be wrong, this is not financial advice, but there could be some kind of, drop lower and a correction. And again, the volume is just telling me that it's overexhausted. And certainly what I'm personally looking for myself right now, so I'm sitting on some cash. So I'm going to be doing something tomorrow, but I will update you on this. So subscribe and hit that notification bell, and also join my free Discord channel and Telegram channel. So all the links are in the description of this video, so you're always notified when something is on the move. So what we're going to see on the 13th, which is after tomorrow, that's going to be the initial jobless claims. We've already seen that on April 6th, that we actually had quite a big increase to 228, and the forecast right now for April 13th is 231. If you're gonna see some kind of a rise to 240, 250, this could mean that we finally are seeing an employment spike as well, and therefore economy starting to break beyond the banking collapse, the banking system collapse. So this is could be the beginning of something quite big, to be honest. But besides this, what is more important is actually tomorrow, and that is going to be the CPI reading. We all know CPI is very important for us because it's one of the gauges for inflation that Fed uses. So actually the forecast, previous reading was 6%, and the forecast right now is 5.2%. So this is actually, they're forecasting quite a big drop. So I can tell you that if it's going to come in at 5.5 or something anyway, something worse than the market forecast, this is going to have a very negative effect on the market. Certainly if it's going to come in at 5.2, we're going to certainly see a huge acceleration in the decline of the inflation, which would be amazing, right? So that's why this could be quite positive. That's why, depending on what's going to happen, I'm going to be doing something tomorrow, but I'll quickly just post a quick video tomorrow about it. So, but just in general, for longs and short trades on this CPI reading, because right now in the bear market, you could call it the bear market still, that these kinds of fundamentals and macro events are very, very important. So pay attention to this. Certainly anything better than 5.2, bullish. Anything worse than 5.2, obviously bearish. But again, this forecast is like so optimistic. This is almost a 1 full percentage drop in inflation. So I don't know if that's going to be the case, to be honest, but if it will be, then it's going to be really positive for the market. And certainly what we also want to pay attention to is not just the headline CPI, but also the core CPI. So in the core CPI, the previous was 5.5 and the forecast is 5.5 right now. So, and this is actually a little bit worrying for me because Fed has control over main headline CPI, So that's why, it's forecasted to go down because of all the tightening that they're doing. However, Fed has not much control over the core CPI because it's got also a lot to do with oil price, and the oil price has been going up actually, and this is because OPEC decided to cut production, and also all the dollarizing that is happening with BRICS nations, and a lot of really quite crazy stuff. So actually, for this reason, we've seen a small increase in the dollar strength right here, and Bitcoin rallied together with it. So this is quite funny. There used to be inverse correlated, but again, everything we've discussed on this YouTube channel plays a big role right now, quite frankly. So that's why, if they're actually expecting, potentially because of the oil, that the main core CPI, core inflation, is not going to be going down, which is bad for the economy anyway. But again, Fed doesn't control it. So therefore, the effects on the rate hikes will come from this one right here, from the main CPI, the headline CPI. So I'm going to certainly keep you guys updated about this, and I'm not going to be covering any news. I can barely talk, but most importantly here is that we are currently, the reason why I've exited at 30,000, because we're standing at the most important order block for this whole up move, and this is very obvious. Just always zoom out. We're going to see the 30K. We had support here, support, support. Then it had some kind of support and then turned into resistance. And then we're testing it right now. So we're testing probably one of the most important levels for the Bitcoin chart in general. I mean, is there any likelihood, and again, based on the volume we were saying, for us to just crush through it and fly to 40K? I mean, is it possible? Anything is possible, especially with the dollarization. We were saying the distrust in the banking system and the actual, decoupling of Bitcoin from every other asset, and it's showing the best performance than any other asset in the world of in the financial world. So, I mean, is it possible for the pump to continue? Yes, but is it very probable at this time, especially considering the volume? It's not very probable. So that's why I want to, number one, see what's going to happen with the unemployment. Also want to see what is going to happen with the inflation, and then I'm going to make my decision as to what I'm going to be proceeding to do next. I would see a nice healthy correction down to maybe 27.5 or even 25. Again, but depending on what's going to come out tomorrow. And yeah. So, but in general, it still is, a very fair deal to make $115,000. So congratulations to you guys and to the Spot On Army. And as always, check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Krallo. Stay smart. Stay rich. Don't be sick like Mr. Spot On. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.